are planning on checking out the upcoming total solar eclipse on April 8th, put that in the comments. I would love to know who's planning to watch it. Maybe you can watch it from where you're already living. Maybe you are planning to travel. Who's doing that? And if you are planning to travel so that you can check out this total solar eclipse, where are you coming from? I'm in the Midwest and I'm actually pretty well positioned this time to see it, but not necessarily that a number of schools are going to be closed. Some businesses are going to be closed as well. You can expect a lot of traffic. You can expect a lot of people. You can expect a lot of chaos. And when you have all of that happening, that means that you better prepare. Some are even predicting there could be challenges with the grid, meaning with electricity. Of course, traffic and infrastructure problems and streets and whatnot. Some places, some cities are already warning people to stock up on food, stock up on water, have change of clothes, be sure that you are well prepared, not to alarm anyone, not trying to do anything like that, but we're just talking about prepping for this eclipse. And it does make sense that it would require us to do this because this is 7 years later. So a lot of us might remember the eclipse from 2017. If you remember the 2017 eclipse, put that also in the comments. Where were you? Who actually traveled? I was looking to and go to Tennessee, go in the South to get some of the best views, but I ended up finding out that that didn't work out because I had to pay like $2,000, $3,000 for an actual room. I mean, you could imagine just with hotels and how crazy it is. But I think this is significant because the eclipse from 2017 and the eclipse that's going to happen April 8th, 2024, you might also remember is forming an X on the continental United States, like collaboratively. That's what's happening. And this is our best letter. So we talk about writing our way to a better life, and X itself is a letter, not X as in formerly Twitter, but X as in the letter. And I see X as an opportunity to have a kind of a reset. So, how can you reset, taking into account what you remember from 2017 and then what you are anticipating to see in 2024? Because we know that these events are rare. I just checked out this blog and did some research and found that a total solar eclipse that's visible in the same spot we already know is extremely rare as like 375 years rare. That's older than our country is right now. Now, yes, the methodology on that has been in question, and some are even saying that there may not even be an exact methodology, try saying that fast, that an exact methodology that's going to help you to be able to even calculate how often that you would be able to see a total solar eclipse. But it's pretty safe to say that it's rare. And because these are a pair, 7 years apart and forming an X, it's like, wow, that's time for a reset. And sometimes when you reset things, you just need to totally forget where you came from if it was painful enough, or forget something that is no longer serving you. And that's like the spotless mind. Something else that's cool too is that that movie, The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, came out 20 years ago, 2004, released on March 19th. As I'm recording this now, it's March 20th. It's just so crazy. I had no recollection really much of that movie. I saw the movie, it wasn't in 2004, it was some years later, but I do remember liking the movie and digging and finding that there is, of course, a literary connection to all of that. And I'm saying this to say, do you need a spotless mind? Do you need to be able to forget some things? In the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, it stars Kate Winslet and it stars Jim Carrey, and they are both in this relationship. but they each end up going through a procedure so that they can forget about their relationship, right? That's the spotless mind part of the thing. And that's and reference a reference to the poem from Pope, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is way older, of course, than 2004. It's from Alexander Pope, and it's beautiful in terms of the poem itself. Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, each prayer accepted and each wish resigned, labor and rest that equal periods keep. And they're just talking, and there's more. It's kind of an epic poem, and it just goes on to talk about basically the beauty of ignorance is bliss, and having a chance to escape and to not be burdened by certain troubles. And we certainly have had a lot happen between 2017 and 2024 for sure, especially with just the years 2020 really leading up till now all by itself. So I don't know, maybe the X that we're going to get is a symbolic gesture, so to speak, for us to have a cleanse, an intellectual cleanse, an emotional cleanse, if you will, and reset. And maybe sometimes resetting is resigning ourselves so that we don't remember, so that we can forget certain things and just start anew. And if that's the case, how would you do that? How is this upcoming eclipse going to be significant for you? How can you take to reflect on it? Look at the letter X itself. Think of all the things that start with the letter X and how that might bear some meaning or some significance in your life. Put that in your journal and write that down. And I would love to see that in the comments as well. And yeah, I want to know. I mean, how can you position X as a starting or a reset point in your life? And if it's not anything that's that major for you, if you're not in the mood for any soul searching, maybe you feel like you've had plenty of that over the past few years, and this instead is just the cool celestial event that you just want to check in. Who are you sharing it with? And why are you sharing it with them? And how are you going to commemorate it? What kind of pictures are you going to take? Are you making this a thing where you're celebrating, you're having a party, there's food, there's music around all of this? I mean, this is going to be pretty big for a lot of people. I've got to get the glasses for it. I was going to go up to Cleveland and do it, but it's just kind of wonky because I think April 8th is on a Monday and I've got some other things and I didn't really want to be in the line of traffic, but I can still follow it. Some of you probably are going to be like me, you're just going to catch it streaming and seeing it. And like I said, I'm in Ohio. So there actually is likely already going to be some visibility just from where I am this time. So I don't really have to travel far. But again, I'd love to know where you're coming from and just what you make of all of this, that X. And yeah, I mean, the X could be an omen. Some people see it that way. There's a lot that's happening now. We're burdened with high food prices, with property taxes. There's issues with jobs. There's just issues a lot for a lot of folks when it comes to finances. There's all kinds of political strain and unrest. There are things going on with Gaza and Israel and Palestine and just a lot of things right now, and identity politics and the such. And some folks might feel like, all of those things matter, and we need to keep working and being vigilant so that we can find ways to mitigate the things I've just talked about. But at the same time, is this an opportunity just to reset, to chill, relax a little bit more, especially just given how rare this event is? And it looks like you are going to see some people coming together. And that's also a really nice thing, too. This is something that goes beyond the digital realm, even though you can stream it and see it, but it's something else that's there. So I don't know. So I just wanted to make a quick video talking about this, wanted to ask you some questions about it. Totally, if you're going to see it, obviously be safe, prep, have your food, have your water, have your clothes, have your shelter. Enjoy, though. Enjoy that it's going to be a change of seasons. And that already is actually happening. It'll be full spring by that point as well, too. But it's close to the start of a new season. And I just wonder what that means for you, period, too. So this is spring cleaning, maybe to an entirely different level. And I'd love to talk more about spring cleaning as you're looking to do that, maybe literally in some way, or, psychologically, or just however else that you may want to process that. I'd love to go to your school. I'd love to go to your college, to your university, your nonprofit, your business, and talk about resetting and using that as a way to manage your identity and to go further and to go forward and to go onward and to be better, to be the next best version of what that looks like, whatever that means. And we can write our way to that. There's so many things that we can do. You might want to check out Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind at the same time as well too. And just to stay connected, I'd love for you to subscribe so that you can have the best intel that's going to help you with reflections and seeing how writing runs through every aspect of our lives. So go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, check me out on ronniegladden.com so that I can come and speak in your place of importance. And also check out my book as well too, White Girl Within. That's dealing with shadow work and shadow integrations and the such. And we're certainly going to be dealing with shadows and the such as we're talking about an upcoming total solar eclipse. So all that stuff is happening. Thanks again for joining me. Love talking to the OBLers, love hanging out. This is our third space. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Again, be safe, enjoy that eclipse, read good poems, see some good movies, and of course, send me a letter. Later.